So this one's called The Problem with the Black Community. This Black Culture Unlocked. Man, let's see if we finna get a real spill on the black community. Hey, and you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be saying fact or cap.
Truth be told, there are still major concerns about the black community, and in this documentary, we'll be taking a look at some of the most concerning ones. First concern, high rate of black imprisonment. One of the biggest concerns in the black community today is the alarming rate of black incarceration. As far back as 1970, blacks made up just 11.1% of the total American population. But would you believe it if I told you that they accounted for more than 46% of the people locked up in correctional facilities in the entire country? Let me make it clear.
Fact. Man, the recidivism rate is insane, bro. What is it, like 98%, I think, for penitentiaries, which is crazy, bro.
America has a total population of about 300 million people, which means 11.1% of that is about 33 million. So, how can a population as small as 33 million make up more than 46% of people locked up in American prisons? But hey,
okay, hold on. Let's do some quick math check. Okay, so 33 million, 46. We got 33 million in the United States, so you saying, right? 46% of that 33 million is locked up. Damn, that's a lot, bro. What the hell? It's a lot more than I thought. Golly. Bro, that's 15.1 million. Ooh, wow, bro. 15.1 mil. We only got 33 mil in the
that was back in the 70s. So how do those numbers look now? Well, the stats are still not encouraging. This is because
I ain't gonna lie, I feel like my own community is to blame for its recidivism rate, bro. I feel like my own community is to blame for us. It sounds crazy to say that, but I feel like we're our own community is to blame for why so many of our brothers and sisters are locked up.
2024, blacks are still
oftentimes us, you know what I'm saying, black people, we complain about a whole bunch of shit, but bro, will we ever do anything about it? 9 times out of 10, no, bro. Like, we just complain, talk, bro, and then just don't do anything to change the situation. Don't go out and vote. Don't do nothing, bro. We'll complain about, oh my God, the lifestyle and how prejudiced and unfair black living is in the United States.
Going to prison.
Programs of the drug war continued targeting low-income communities of color with more police, more surveillance, and eventually more incarceration under much harsher sentences.
The black community still has an outrageous representation in American prisons, as about 30% of inmates in 2024 are black.
And I walked out of prison with a lot of optimism, despite being told by the officers that I would probably be back in 6 months.
There are many reasons why black folks form the bulk of the population in US prisons, but we'll get to that later. Before we do, I'd like to share another staggering statistic with you. Believe it or not, but the imprisonment rate among black women in America is twice the number of white women.
But now, the U.S. locks more people up than any other country. More than 2 million Americans are in jails or prisons here, and more than 200,000 of those prisoners are female.
These numbers can only force us to ask a few relevant questions. First, considering just how low the general black American population is compared to the general white population in the US, how come there are far more blacks in prison than whites? Does that mean white folks do not break the law? I mean, for the fact that they are the most populous race in America, surely they must have the larger share of bad eggs, right? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe black folks just love to break the law. Or have they been systemically coerced by America's predominantly white government to do so? But wait, what if these disastrous numbers paint a picture of a blatant racial prejudice that serves as the social construct of modern day America?
Is it racial prejudice, bro? Are we, you know what I'm saying? Are we really going through that? I mean, I guess you can make that argument, but I just feel like we always try to put that as the surface, like, oh, you know what I'm saying, the white people are out to get us and they're trying to set blacks back. I mean, yeah, to an extent, but like, bro, we really are a big barrier, bro. Our own people are our own big barrier, bro.
There are many questions to be asked, and they all deserve valid, honest answers. If these issues are not addressed, then who's to say that black incarceration will not continue to be a problem?
The whites know how to pivot off our own weakness. They know how to pivot off of our own incompatibility within our own culture, you know what I'm saying? I feel like they know how to pivot off of that and keep us separated. You feel me?
Problem for decades to come. Before we ponder too much on this matter, let's take a look at another pressing concern.
It's kind of like they playing chess, bro. They know how to strategize, bro.
High rate of mental illness among black people. The second concern that we want to discuss is the high rate of mental health problems among African Americans. Mental illnesses, like depression, are quite common among the general population, but studies have shown that its prevalence is especially high in black communities. According to
I think, and I don't know, bro. I don't know any research behind this, so don't at me, don't quote me. But like, bro, I feel like, bro, the reason why us black folks have like mental health problems is because of the stuff we eat, bro. Like we stay eating fried food, stay eating a lot of shit with sodium in us. There's sodium in it, bro, and it makes us weak, bro. That's all the shit that kill us, bro. And I feel like, bro, nobody talks about that. Like the mood of your vessel, bro, is gonna dictate the mood of your mental. They correlate, bro. Your mental and your physical correlate with each other, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like all that. So like, if your physical is feeling out of whack, if it's feeling like it's fluctuating, your mental's gonna fluctuate, bro. That's why it's always so important for us melanated beings to eat those healthy foods. It's important for us melanated beings to drink more water, quit the sodium, quit the eating meat, because it carries a lot of dead negative energy that is not that is very harmful to us, especially as melanated beings, bro. We need to be eating fruits, vegetables, you know what I'm saying, things of that nature, bro, because fruits and vegetables carry light, and that light is energy, bro. See, when you have planted seed, bro, it grows the natural way through sunlight and water. All these processed foods and meats, bro, it's not natural, gang.
Mental Health America. An estimated 13.4% of all Americans are black, and among these, more than 16% have a reported mental illness. This figure equals more than 7 million black people having to live with these conditions. There are different things that contribute to the high rate of mental illnesses in black communities, and according to reports, the fact that modern-day racism is still present is a big factor. There are also disparities that need to be taken into consideration here. We have to consider the fact that a lot of black communities don't have access to the care they need to address these mental illnesses, and when these people don't get the treatment they need, the conditions can have a major impact on their health, quality of life, and productivity. To get a better picture,
oftentimes there's a low lack of awareness, or a lack of awareness that causes like, people don't really talk. I mean, just in general, I don't even think it's a black people thing, bro. But just like talking about mental health in general, going to psychiatric, you know what I'm saying, hospital, or just getting a therapist or something, bro. I feel like that's not talked about. I feel like that's shamed almost, in a sense. Or if you do go that, then you're weak. And this, you know, mental health is very dismissive for men in general. You know, it's very dismissive. So yeah, I feel like if mental health was more normalized and talked about on a day-to-day basis, bro, and if they promoted and advertised it, yeah, bro, you would see a lot more people going to things of that nature.
We should look at some statistics.
A lot of our communities are run down, and we don't have the money and the funding to, like, even if we did have that, to even get, you know what I'm saying, something like that set up. If, you know what I'm saying, we had the type of awareness put in place, the other thing would just be funding. Now, if we had the awareness and the funding in place, hold on now, we could be cooking as a black community.
Studies have found that black people in the US are much more likely to have feelings of worthlessness and hopelessness when compared to white people in the country. Apart from these, feelings of sadness are also higher in black communities. When looking at teenagers, the likeliness of attempting suicide is also greater in African Americans. Researchers found that the suicide attempt rate is about 6.1% among white teenagers, but 9.8% among black teenagers. Between 2008 and 2018, there was also a significant increase in the prevalence of mental illnesses among black people in the country, and this leads to extra problems. For example, research has also shown that black people with these illnesses have a greater risk of turning to marijuana, cigarettes, illicit drugs, and binge drinking. Plus, some studies have also stated that black people tend to be affected by depression at greater levels of severity when compared to other populations or communities. This all creates big problems, as conditions like depression, especially when it goes untreated,
so I guess
can result in poor productivity.
They got vices.
At the free Master Mentors live event, you'll discover why the cannabis industry is one of the fastest growing business sectors in America today.
Issues with concentration, headaches, fatigue, and much more. In the long term, this can have a big impact on the lives and well-being of Black people. Third concern, destruction of the family structure. They say family is everything, and when I say family, I'm talking about a loving home with a father, mother, and kids. A home with responsible parents will more likely raise kids who have morals and discipline. Anything other than that can be absolutely chaotic to individuals and the communities they live in. Unfortunately, a proper family structure has been lacking in America's Black communities for as long as most of us can remember.
That right there is some real shit, bro. The lack, bro. And this is all goes back to awareness, bro. And having, bro, if you have a lack of resources, bro, that means you're gonna have a lack of awareness, bro. Because a lot of these kids, a lot of these children are growing up in single parent homes, or growing up in broken homes, bro. Like it's so common within my community, bro, to grow up in a single parent home, or to grow up with your auntie, your uncle, but nobody, not your immediate bloodline, bro. It's so common, bro, because we don't have that awareness of the importance of having bro. It's everything for a kid. Family structure is everything for a kid, bro. With no family structures, it's just, bro, it's bad news, bro. Like it's more important than going to school, honestly, bro. It's more important than your kids receiving an education, because that family structure is the morals and values that stick, you know what I'm saying, through thick and thin, bro. It's gonna be hard to undo that, bro. You feel me? Or unprogram that.
According to a 2002 study, it was discovered that more than 70% of Black kids in America were illegitimate. Are you surprised? Well, don't be, because there is a strong reason for this.
The very beginning of the welfare system was the passage of the aid to dependent mothers early in the New Deal. And you know what? It was perfectly reasonable.
The disintegration of the Black family structure began in slavery, where they did evil things to tear us apart, but really ramped up in 1963 when the US government declared welfare as a right. Sure, getting money from the government has its perks, but believe me when I say its downsides are much greater. After welfare became law, Black women stopped getting married and began raising kids as single mothers.
Oh my God.
The case is still the same today, as there are just too many Black households that do not have fathers.
The only way you can not be emotional is you have to have a father who teaches you and trains your emotion. Other than that, your mama, you have to be emotional, because that's the only time your mother.
This is why so many thugs, this is why so many gangbangers, gangsters, internet, computer, all that, bro. This is why because they grow up in feminine energy. They grew up most likely around their grandma, their aunt, or their mama, bro. Simple, like, you know, the father figure is not there to keep that, tame that emotional energy. You know what I'm saying? Emotions is very feminine within itself. Just like most things in life are. You know what I'm saying? Feminine energy, bro. And emotions carries a lot of feminine energy.
Whoops you. You got no spankings when your mother was calm and not emotional. So that's why you're.
Masculinity is like the other balance to things, is the light side to things, you know what I'm saying? While you have the electrical side, the sun, you know what I'm saying, masculinity, you also have the lunar side, feminine, you know what I'm saying, and emotional.
Emotional. You were disciplined with emotion. You wasn't disciplined with logical rules to follow. You got spanked when you were frustrated. You didn't get spanked calmly and taught while you were being spanked. So you can't undo this, homie. What's done now, we can't undo this. We'll be dead and gone before we see a new group of men that don't respond like us.
As a Black man, what can I instill in a young Black boy to make sure that he doesn't respond with emotion?
Treat his mother right and train your child's emotions. So it means you have to spend time with your son. I mean, you got to spend a lot of time with your son.
For most kids in the hood, without a father at home, the streets will become their teachers. They'll learn how to use and sell drugs, how to rob, and commit other crimes worthy of sending them to prison. But wait, was this the plan of the white power all along? Of course, everyone should take responsibility.
I think they just exploited our own. I just think they just exploited. I think they just saw the own weakness we had within our community and just exploited that to their advantage, bro. But are they solely to blame for it? I don't know, bro. I just can't get behind that.
For their actions, but it's hard to do the right thing when you've been thrown into a system where it's almost impossible. Growing up without a father will more likely than not leave psychological scars on a child, and and too many black kids have had to deal with those scars throughout their entire life.
Male and female, by the way.
Take a look at Lil RT, a 9-year-old rapper who talks about smacking people with guns and running from the police. Apparently, little is known about his father, while his mother has been the one in charge of promoting his violent and explicit music.
And look,
I mean,
when he get older, bro, trust me, Lil RT, that's not gonna be the last we hear of him, bro. When he get older, bro, he's definitely gonna be crashed out. All the stuff he's saying in his songs, bro, he probably gonna start doing when he get a little teenager and he starts smelling himself. He jump off the porch, he gonna start thinking he the little shit, bro. Then what, bro? Raps, bro.
It'll take a miracle for this fatherless kid to refrain from his way of life. But that goes to show just how much the black home has been destroyed. I'll leave you with one more heartbreaking statistic before I move on to the next major concern in the black community.
As a small business owner, time management is key, so today I'm using Adobe Express to come up with a new fall banner. There's an...
Brace yourself, but has anyone ever told you that 30% of the total number of abortions in the US are done by black women? Hard to believe, but true. And this alarming act is another testament to how much the family structure among black people has been depleted. The high practice of abortion among black women has also led to something even more alarming, which is an increase in the underappreciation of human life. It has also led to a reduction in the civility with which black women treat each other. America knows a strong family is the key to building real wealth and change the world. And as long as we keep up this trend of single-parent households, we will just be doing exactly what they want us to do. We've been brainwashed since birth, but it's time for us to take our power back and realize who we truly are. If you're ready to educate yourself and learn the information they never taught you in school, click the link in our bio to grab our new Hidden History Workbook. It includes 10 hidden black history stories that schools and the media purposefully kept hidden from us. This will only be available for a limited time. Click the link in our description to grab yours now for free. Fourth concern, the victim mindset.
Video that got a deputy sheriff in Georgia placed on leave. It shows a black man being pinned and beaten during an arrest, and it is provoking outrage online. ABC's Elwin Lopez is in Atlanta with much more. Elwin, good morning to you.
We cannot deny the fact that the powers that be in America have brought poverty, violence, and crime into the black community. As a result of this, a lot of black folks have unfortunately developed a victim mindset. Not to say one shouldn't point fingers in the right direction, but blaming everyone else for your problems will do nothing to move you forward. This is another major concern within our community, as black people have now allowed their victim status to define their true identities.
Black people have lost their identity, but our oppressors have not lost our identity. This is why they chopped those noses off of the Pharaoh and the Sphinx in Egypt in the first place. Is because without this nose, we can tell you this is whoever it is.
The worst part is, playing the role of victim can actually stop one from taking responsibility for the things they should be responsible for. You have no power when you play the victim, and you have to take responsibility for your choices. Black folks in the hood need to look at things from a more positive angle. Even if you don't have a father figure or good role models to look up to, just take a look at people from our culture who have succeeded in various walks of life. There are black doctors, nurses, pilots, accountants, bankers, and so on. This is America, a country where you can become anything you want if you put your mind to it. It's true the black community isn't where it wants to be yet, but no one can deny that black Americans have significantly moved up the food chain in terms of wealth. After all, how many black millionaires and billionaires do you know from the 20s, 30s, 40s, and 50s? Not much, I assume. Things have changed today. Entrepreneurship is another great way to create true wealth for yourself. Trust me when I say that having a victim mindset can limit your progress, just as it has limited progress in many of America's black communities. Now, one organization that is actively promoting the victim mindset in America is none other than Black Lives Matter.
But first, we want to give you a sense of
Hold on, let him talk to you.
We're going to begin tonight in Minneapolis. That's where the Black Lives Matter riots first began almost 2 weeks ago. As the violence there raged, some Democratic leaders in Minneapolis came to a conclusion that didn't, on the surface anyway, make intuitive sense.
And no, I'm not saying black people don't need a voice to speak up for them. I'm just saying that it isn't everything that's the white man's fault, and not every bad thing that happens to a black person is as a result of government propaganda. As insensitive as this may sound, there are black folks who should be in prison for the violent crimes they committed, whether we admit it or not. In the case of Black Lives Matter, everything done to a black person by a white man is labeled as unfair and an injustice. But that should not always be the case. Members of the black community should learn how to look at things more rationally and call it what it is, not what their victim mindset says it is. By doing so, we can properly address the issues that are really affecting our communities, instead of pointing accusing fingers in every direction except ourselves. Fifth concern, modern rap music. Music will always be
Oh boy. Bro, modern rap music, dog. Oh my God, bro. Within the last decade or two, bro, this has been the prime factor of the downfall of the black community. The prime factor, bro. Normally, I don't know any, you know what I'm saying, evidence or research behind that, but I'm willing to put my cold hard cash on it, bro, that rap music is the sole reason for a lot of things that are going on in the modern black community nowadays, bro. It's crazy, bro. It's crazy. And I'm sure y'all know too, bro.
An effective tool for communication around the world. It can be used to teach kids the alphabet. It's used in advertising campaigns, and it helps us get into the right mood. However,
and bro, music is literally hypnosis, bro. Literal hypnosis, bro. It could control you, bro. And if you one of those people that don't think it can, bro, okay.
Can also be used to send negative messages that can influence the thought processes of those who consume it. Now, according to Billboard, hip-hop is one of the most popular music genres in the world, and being that it's a genre that was created by black folks, it's no surprise that the largest consumers of hip-hop music are us. The problem with rap music nowadays is the negative messages it sends across to the youth, which in turn has now caused a major...
If you're a web designer, here are 4 Wix Studio features you gotta know.
See, back to what I was saying earlier about the white people exploiting our own weaknesses, bro. You know what I'm saying? And even our own people, bro. Like, our own people are exploiting our weaknesses, bro. Because look, they're promoting this music, right? They're advertising this music. They're making sure that our kids are consuming this music, and then the white people know how to exploit that. These record labels, right? The white folks who run these record labels know how to exploit our people, bro. Like, they just see our weaknesses and they can just exploit that, bro. That's it, bro. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like they playing chess, bro. They really playing chess, bro. They know how to really keep monetization rolling and keep, you know what I'm saying, rich, poor.
Among the black community. Gone are the days when artists use rap music as a tool to speak against societal...
Literally will hire our own people just to tarnish and damage us even more, bro. Oh, we want you on the newest, latest and greatest rap show, or you're the newest, latest and greatest rap star. And this is what we're gonna be promoting behind you, bro. Right? All this is gonna be on your name, bro, on your face, right? And we'll send this out to the community for everybody to eat up. Take a look at Ice Spice, Sexy Red. These women don't have any real lyrical talent, any real musical talent, but they are images, bro, and they have a role to fulfill, right? Which is exploiting sexuality, bro. Like, just on top of, you know, single mother drama, or not single mother, what is it? Baby mama drama, and then hot girl summer. And then for the males, you know, it'll be toting guns, drug dealing or selling, and having a lot of women and money, right?
Gone are the days when artists spoke truth to power about issues that plague the black ghettos of America.
Tupac
gone are the days when artists like KRS-One used his music to teach black history, as well as open our eyes to the truth. But it wasn't just the politically charged rappers that made rap music the powerful force it was in the 70s and 80s, because rappers like LL Cool J, who weren't what you would call conscious, used their music to talk about love and make you feel good. Unfortunately, all that would change in the late 80s with the advent of rappers like Ice-T and the NWA, who began pushing a subgenre of rap known as gangsta rap. They took hip-hop in a completely new direction. It used to be centered around the upliftment of black folks by speaking out against racism, segregation, and government policy.
Yup, and they used to get on the radio stations because the radio was the way to communicate to the people, to talk to the city, bro. You know what I'm saying? You hop on the radio station, tune into a certain frequency, bro, and the whole city's ears are on you.
That were destructive to the black community. Gangsta rappers rapped about guns, selling drugs, sex, gang violence, and even killing their fellow black brothers. Now it seems black folks preferred ignorant music to the conscious ones, because before you knew it, gangsta rap had become far more popular than the original, which promoted peace and upliftment. The NWA sold millions of records when they first came out, and even though they rapped about the ills of police violence on young black men, the way they presented their message was just too explicit. The Police happens to be one of their biggest songs to date, but like I said earlier, the way the message was presented seemed more violent than diplomatic. Did you know that after the release of this particular song, young black males thought it was cool to throw rocks and other hard objects at police cars? Did you also know that compliance with the police also reduced drastically among members of the black community? As for the others who had adopted gangsta rap, they too talked about killing their fellow black men, degrading women, and selling drugs. Yes, rap became very violent in the 90s. Unfortunately for the black community, the kids were always listening. Fast forward to modern day, and rap is still as violent as ever. Biggie was shot, Tupac was shot, King Von was shot, Nipsey Hussle was shot, Takeoff was shot, and the list goes on. Unfortunately, really does, as long as black kids keep idolizing these rappers, then their lyrics will continue to influence how they live in the ghettos. I mean, if a black boy's favorite rappers...
And back to what I was saying, it's entertaining, bro. Bro, a lot of this music is entertaining, bro. Like, it's like going and watching the John Wick movie, bro. A lot of the stuff that they talk about is entertainment, bro. But when a lot of these kids can't draw the line between entertainment and reality, what they see on screen and what they hear in songs and reality, that's when the problem comes around. You know, same way with, you know, kids watching John Wick, bro. If you can't watch a John Wick movie without feeling like you gotta go pick up a gun and shoot somebody, bro, we have a bigger problem on our hands, bro. It's not the movie. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? It's people who are receiving that message and what they're doing with that message, bro. That you could really go wrong, you know what I'm saying? Because think about it, bro. If everybody saw rap as strictly entertainment, bro, a lot of these people probably wouldn't be trying to live in this. They probably wouldn't be trying to replicate their lifestyle after this. I don't like, bro. You don't see me trying to replicate my lifestyle after Iron Man, bro. Like, I don't, even though he's straight entertainment. I mean, like, you feel me, bro? I'm not gonna try to replicate my lifestyle after these guys. Unless I idolize them, you know, and that's what happens with a lot of these people. You put them on pedestals, you idolize these guys, and you perceive them in a completely different light than what they're actually showing, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Says shooting a fellow black man is cool, then it'll be hard to convince him that black on black violence, or violence for that matter, is wrong. But it isn't just black boys who are at risk of being destroyed by modern day rap music. Young black girls are also being led astray by the current crop of female rappers who are now dominating the airwaves. Of course, female rap isn't as violent as that of their male counterparts. In this case, the problem lies in the over-sexualization of the female body. Rappers like Cardi B, Lil Kim, Nicki Minaj, Sexy Red, and Ice Spice have made it cool for girls to take their clothes off and display their privates on TV and social media. Of course, young black girls will follow suit, but it isn't just explicit dressing that causes concern for young black girls. The lyrics are becoming a problem too. I mean, new school female rappers talk about doing all sorts of nasty things with as many men as they please, probably because they have money and feel that black men should be their boy toys. Now, it's true that everyone has the right to dress as they wish, but let's be honest, no culturally sound black man would want to marry a girl who talks and dresses like a hoe. Sixth concern, black on black crime. We talked about the fact that black boys are starting to think it's cool to shoot other black boys. It's a result of rap music that talks about this and makes crime seem like it's okay. And this brings us to another important concern.
K-Flock, YB, bro, these guys will have you out of your body, bro, when you listen to this stuff, bro. Like, you got it, bro. You just gotta know yourself, bro. If you know you can't listen to this type of music, don't listen to that type of music, bro. Like, just, you gotta know yourself, be honest with yourself. If you know you can't listen to that type of music without having to act like them, bro, or do things you probably shouldn't be listening to. It's simple, bro.
We shouldn't overlook black on black crime. Apart from rapping, take that completely out of the picture. And we're still left with a big problem where black people are not only hurting, but also killing those in their own communities. There are some statistics that we should take into consideration here. In one publication, researchers mention that in up to 90% of cases where a black is killed, the killer is actually also a black person. Current evidence also suggests that in 52% of these cases, the victim and the killer knew each other. But how do these rates compare to whites and other ethnic groups? Well, it was found that the rate of black on black crime is up to 8 times higher compared to black on white crime. There are different potential reasons for the higher rates of crime when looking
at the University of Tennessee at Martin, you'll graduate with more than a degree. You'll graduate with lifelong friends and meaningful memories.
At blacks killing
this video has
compared
been
to other
nothing but
groups.
facts, bro.
One aspect that has been discussed is the psychological well-being of people in black communities. There are crime prevention programs in place, but they don't really address the fact that psychological elements are in play when it comes to looking at black on black crime. For example, it has been found that self-hatred plays a big role in this type of crime. When a black person experiences a serious level of self-hatred, it sometimes results in blind rage, and in this case, crime and murder may follow, justified by their own self-hatred. Of course, there have been cases where the statistics are falsified. When Donald Trump was a presidential candidate back in 2015, he published an image on Twitter where he claimed that among black people who are killed, in 97% of cases, the killer is another black person. He also alleged that among white people who are murdered, 80% of the cases, there's a black killer behind it. This was deemed as false information when a universal crime report from the FBI was released. Yes, the number of black people being killed by others of their own community was alarmingly high, at 90%. The accusations against blacks for the death of whites were completely wrong. According to the FBI, this figure was actually 14.8%. After an 11-year-old boy,
but bro, we still have 90% of our bro. That's sad, bro. 90%, bro. Black on black, bro. That's beyond.
Grandpa made a statement that really shook the community. Now, first, you should understand that McNeil was black, and the suspects in the shooting, they were also black people. His grandpa said that, as he sees things, black lives only matter, specifically focusing on the Black Lives Matter campaigns and awareness protests when someone from the police pulls the trigger of a gun. Now, one thing that we do know is that police brutality against black people still remains an important point today, but McNeil's grandfather did mention something important. When it comes to these campaigns, we shouldn't just be focusing on police brutality. We need to look within our own communities as well, such as in this case, where a black man was the one to pull the trigger of the gun, and it ended up killing a black boy. Thus, black on black crime is something that we shouldn't forget about or overlook. It still remains a really big problem in black communities, and it's something that pulls our people apart instead of bringing us together as a community.
Facts.
7th concern, blacks not supporting black businesses.
Facts.
The last thing we want to talk about is black businesses, and for this, let's first take a look at the history of black businesses. And for this, we'll have to go back to a horrific time in black history, or rather, before these tragic events happened. You see, in the later periods of the 1800s, there was a town formed in North Georgia. It was named Oscarville and held a black community. The community was thriving. There were black-owned businesses, and people truly supported each other. The town was later invaded by white people from Forsyth County, and the blacks were chased out. Today, the town has been flooded by what we now know as Lake Lanier. And while this is horrible, that's not the point we're making here. The point of the story is the fact that over 100 years ago, there was a town where black people had their own businesses and truly were supportive of each other. We often focus on the bad parts of black history, but take a look at the current black communities. We've made a lot of progress over the years, and we've come a long way, but there's something that's really concerning. We might have made progress in terms of racism and equality, but we failed in the area of supporting each other. There are a lot of black-owned businesses, but here's something to ask yourself. How long ago did you actually support one of these businesses? With huge supermarkets right at our doorsteps, it's convenient to get into the car and have all of the shops you need all in one mall or shopping center. But how many of these are actually owned by black people? The answer will actually be quite surprising. One research paper discovered that 67% of business owners in the United States are white. Black people and African Americans sit at the bottom of the list, with just 6.3% of businesses in the country owned by these people. That means there's a massive racial disparity when looking at black business ownership, and this can also make it tough for black people to feel successful with their own ventures. However, as a black person yourself, you can do your part by going even just a little out of your way to support businesses owned by people in your community. By supporting Black-owned businesses, we can help them thrive and possibly even make a positive impact on improving the statistics that we're currently seeing. Share your comments in the comments below and some steps we can take as a community to fix these issues. Thanks for watching, family. Don't forget to like this video.
Man, some steps that we can fix this issue, bro, or these issues, bro, is by fixing ourselves individually, bro. You know what I'm saying? It all starts individual, bro. It all starts with you working on yourselves before you could reach out a helping hand to help someone else help or help the community up, bro. We've individually got to do better about becoming more enlightened and more aware, you know, about everything that he listed off in this video, really, bro. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like we have a lack of resources. I feel like the Black community is always in scarcity, and we're always looking to point the fingers at any and everybody but ourselves, bro. Which is a very big barrier for us, bro. So I feel like a lot of things we could fix, bro, is just starting by fixing ourselves, fixing how we perceive this world, fixing how we view things, bro. You know what I'm saying? As a Black individual, bro. You know what I'm saying? Let's start being a little bit more smart. You know what I'm saying? Being a little bit more wise, because the white folks can do it. Why can't we, bro? If everybody else can do it, why can't our community do it? We can. But we just don't take our community serious. We don't take ourselves serious, bro. So that's really what boils down to it, bro. It's the individual, you know what I'm saying, individual people, you know what I'm saying, that could really spoil the whole bunch. You know, a couple of bad apples could really spoil the whole bunch, bro. So yeah, that's the video. Appreciate y'all tuning in. It's Boogie, and I'm out. Peace.